Gramps records a solo country single. The Morgan Heritage members' touching track, People Like You, referencing personal loss, the death of an uncle from the coronavirus. But the song also a tribute to fighters in the battle against the pandemic. Gramps talks about that, plus the Black Lives Matter movement and the Beanie Bounty versus Clash, in an interview with ER recorded in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gramps Morgan, perhaps like you've never heard him before. The Morgan Heritage singer and instrumentalist digging deep on People Like You. The song written and originally voiced by country musician Johnny Reed and recorded at the very epicenter of country music, Nashville, Tennessee. People Like You's tenor and tone, a track for the times, an elegy to lives lost.
One of the biggest things for me is that my uncle passed away from the coronavirus, Uncle David Morgan, my father's brother. So rest in peace, Uncle David, and the condolences to especially my uncles and my aunties. We wasn't even able to go and attend the funeral. So it's affecting the world that bad. So rest in peace to the coronavirus victims all over the world, because not only that my family have lost people to this virus, but many people around the world.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold.
Throughout this pandemic, I started to look into myself and say, how can I become better? A better father, a better son. And it's the same thing for people. How do we get better through this? And when Johnny recorded this song and said, man, you gotta put your voice on this. When Johnny Reed wrote this song, he said, listen to this, man. And I heard it and I was blown away. And when Uncle David passed away, he was like, man, put your voice on it. And then Bobby Digital passed away, it was just like, whoa. And the song just came at the right time to comfort not only me and my family, but the world. And people are gravitating to it so much, and it just speaks for where people should be getting their flowers, not only when they're dead, but when they're alive. And the song is to inspire that, a song of dedication and devotion and appreciation. And that is our model. We want to make people feel appreciated now. And that's what that song, People Like You, is all about. And I'm very excited about it. The album is going to be dropping in August. We're very excited about just telling a story of reggae music and country music, the relationship, because I do believe it's a story that needs to be told.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold.
The coronavirus coinciding with another seismic occurrence, but from Gramps Morgan's perspective, the Black Lives Matter protests that swept cities in the United States also relevant to injustice here in Jamaica.
The death of George Floyd is just another awakening period in the earth where black people have been so wrongfully been mistreated and being killed by police. This is something that has to change, that we have to look into, especially in the United States. There are more prisoners in the United States than anywhere in the world, some countries combined. So I do believe that it's something that we have to help to reform police and having a better relationship with the citizens. I think there's more to it. There's other movements out there. The thing that's going on in Jamaica, there are black people killing black people in Jamaica. So I think if there's going to be marching, there should be marching for that purpose. If you're saying Black Lives Matter, it should matter everywhere.
Had to ask, was he as a US citizen ever racially profiled?
One time we was in the south of France and they were taking, there was a day we had to go and go get some food on the road, and me and my father and a couple of my brothers and two of my musicians went on the road. And of course we had US passports. So the police officers, they pulled us over and said, we were walking on the street and said, hey, le passport, I said, okay, and we all started taking it. And to any musicians, when you're traveling Europe, just make sure you have your passport at all times. It's just for security reasons. And this was maybe 20 years ago. And we gave them the passport and they looked at us and said, American! And they couldn't believe that we were Americans. And my bass player had his Jamaican passport and they were accusing him that it was a fake Jamaican passport, because at the time there were Nigerians making fake Jamaican passports. So that was my only experience when it came to any kind of racial profiling or anything like that.
Gramps among the virtual audience cheering on two titans of dancehall in the May 23 versus clash.
On that night, we as a fraternity of reggae music, we were able to show the power of the reggae dancehall fraternity. Over 475,000 people. If reggae, I tell people, and I'll say it to you, Anthony, that if reggae music was a commodity, Beanie and Bounty Killer on that night single-handedly made the reggae stock go through the roof. And it just shows you that how we can promote our culture, promote the artistic lifestyle, the craft, and still keep it clean, because there was no dirty bad words. There weren't nobody disrespecting anybody. I tell people go suck this or whatever. It was so clean and it was fun, and it was great to see Beanie and Bounty Killer in their element having a wonderful time.
Nice hearing from Gramps Morgan, especially about his wonderful new song.
I heard up there the streets are made of gold. And when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when your days down here are through, there's a place up there for people like you.
Mind John lick you with his easy. Hey, mind John lick you with his easy.